Hey everybody, welcome to Kettering University, and we are just on the precipice of beginning the third season of RoboZone. I want to tell you right off the bat, we've got a new time, kind of a little bit of the same thing as last year, except now it's its own independent show on Fox Sports Detroit, 9:30 a.m. beginning Sunday, March 12th. We'll cover the entire first robotics season here in the state of Michigan. Joining me right now, of course, he's the man, Jim Zondag of the Killer Bees fame, and we are out at the 0 week, which is kind of the test run for the robotics season. And first off, Jim, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. We just got done 6 weeks of aggressive robot building. We've got about 20 teams in the house here today. Going to practice at this week 0 scrimmage for the first time playing Steamworks.
Right, so kind of give the layman an understanding. What is Steamworks?
Steamworks is a head-to-head robot game. We're playing 3 versus 3 robotics again on a 50-foot field. We are basically, the objective of the game is threefold. You have to collect gears. They're these 12-inch plastic gears, and hang them on pegs and load them into the airship, which is this big construction in the middle of the field. You have to shoot fuel balls, which is, there are hundreds of them. It's a real big change this year. There's 600 balls in the game.
They're like wiffle balls.
Like wiffle balls. They're 5-inch wiffle balls. And some of these robots can really shoot like a fire stream of these wiffle balls into a device that's called the boiler. It's kind of like a basketball hoop in the corner of the field. It's red versus blue. And then at the end game, there's a climbing rope. There's 3 climbing ropes on each of the airships, and you can climb the rope for 50 points at the end of the match.
Yes, so this has a very H.G. Wells kind of time machine, hearkening back to the days of the Hindenburg, and we see a lot of television shows now that kind of offer up this kind of like unique kind of lemony snickets, kind of cool stuff. But what has been, first off, what's been the most challenging thing of building the robots? Because these look significantly different than a year ago.
Yeah, it's a totally different challenge. The big challenge this year, I think the real difficult challenge is shooting the fuel balls. The target is pretty small. It's less than 2 feet in diameter, and the balls are actually not worth very much. So last year, a good robot would shoot 8 to 10 balls. This year, a good robot has to probably shoot 100 to 150 balls. So making a robot that can shoot, 5 to 10 balls per second is a challenge that we've never done before in over 20 years of building FIRST robots.
Wow. And what you were saying is, are these things, can they get out of control and all of a sudden they're heading into the stands?
Oh, I expect there will be wiffle balls flying out of the field on a regular basis in this game, so it'll be kind of exciting.
All right, so a little bit of a contact sport for the participants and the spectators this year. What's going on in the middle? What's going on in the airship? Because I know that's where a lot of the key things happen.
Yeah, so the airship is a new thing this year. We've never had participants on the field before, so this is a departure for FIRST. So there's actually 2 human players on the airship.
Right.
One of the goals of the game is to bring the gears to the airship and load them onto pegs on the airship. So after the robots deposit them on the scoring pegs, the human players have to lift them up into the airship and then place them on the pegs. And there's basically 4 tiers of scoring, which get progressively harder. You need more and more gears to achieve each tier. The maximum is 12. If you can do a total of 12 gears, you can light up all the propellers on the airship, and that's the biggest bonus that you can get.
I have no idea what you just said. That's very wonky, but that's okay. And you know what? I think it's going to be something we've got to see and feel to believe. They're going to be doing some test runs here, and obviously it gets going next week. Just real quickly as we wrap up, talk about how the sport has grown, how many schools are involved now, and just the involvement and the intelligence of these kids and working with you guys.
Yeah, it really is pretty amazing. We've been doing this since the very beginning, 22 years ago when FIRST Robotics first came to Michigan, and there were just a couple of teams in the state. This year we have 454 competing teams in the state of Michigan. We have more than anywhere else in America or in the world right here in Michigan, and we're going to be hosting a total of 23 events this coming year, and we've got over 10,000 participants now competing in this sport, and it's quite incredible because when we started it, it basically didn't exist. And now actually we've surpassed the sport of hockey in terms of high school participation. So this has grown into a varsity sport in its own right over the last 20 years.
No doubt about it. And we have a new state finals venue. Talk about that.
Yeah, so the state finals this year is a big step forward for Michigan. So we're going to have 160 teams at Saginaw Valley State University in the second week in April. We're going to have 4 divisions, 4 playing fields under one roof at the biggest event ever held outside of the World Championship. So it really is going to be a new step forward for the state of Michigan in the sport of FIRST Robotics.
Right. And somehow we're going to have to figure out a way to bring that all to you live as we did last year. It is going to be an immense challenge for both the production team and, of course, the teams that are competing. Well, we're just getting ready to get going. Remember, RoboZone starts up once again on Sunday, March 12th. We'll be on every Sunday for 7 weeks, including the hour show talking about the state finals. That begins on Sunday, March 12th at 9:30 a.m. Jim Zondag, Dan Kimura back in the house. We'll get these guys back on the set, and we're going to take a little bit of a different approach this year in how we do it, but I think it's going to be really exciting, great for you guys, and I just can't wait to do it again.
I'm excited to be back, Lauren, and another great season of FIRST Robotics is about to start.
All right, and hopefully he'll have his voice back for the set. So, all right, well, thanks, Jim. All right, we'll see you on Sunday, March 12th.